And welcome back to Hannity. Brand new Fox News national polls just released tonight show the race is tightening. In the four-way presidential race, Hillary Clinton is up by only 2 points, 45-43. But in the two-way presidential race, it is a one-point race, 46-45. We continue with former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich. Mr. Speaker, I could give you all the numbers all day long. Do they even matter at this point?
No, I don't think so, because I don't think we understand what's happening with the voting public. You know, for example, that African-American turnout is down from what it was for Obama, and that's why you're getting the kind of savage demagoguery that you saw today. You know that younger people are very turned off by Hillary and all of this illegality, and that she's not going to get all of the Sanders voters that people expected. And you also know that in state after state, Republicans are doing very well in the early balloting and in the absentee balloting. In almost every state, they're doing better than they did in 2012. And in a number of the states, the Democrats are doing substantially worse. I think in North Carolina, for example, I think the gap is maybe 100 or 150,000 worse for the Democrats than it was back in 2012. So, and by the way, Reince Priebus deserves a lot of credit, because they invested at the Republican National Committee a lot of resources in building a genuine ground game that could match the labor unions and turnout votes. And I think we're seeing in a lot of states, it's having a big impact.
I had a conversation with a mutual friend of ours today, and the person's like, well, probably everybody's made up their mind by now. And I said, no. History shows there are a lot of people that are going to be walking into that voting booth on Tuesday that will be deciding then, based on what happens on Saturday and Sunday and Monday, and maybe even early Tuesday. Do you agree with that?
That's right. Well, not only that, but I was talking today with several key people who pointed out that in 1980, Reagan does a 30-minute television speech on Monday night, and people, the undecideds, are still making up their mind Monday night. And because he looks and feels presidential, the last people who weren't decided, they break for Reagan by an enormous margin. He and Carter are almost tied a week out. And starting actually yesterday, starting on Thursday, it all began to break towards Reagan. And on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, his margin just kept going up and up and up.
Is that what you see happening now?
Until finally he won.
Is that what you see happening in Pennsylvania, Michigan, New Hampshire, and Colorado?
You know, I was looking at numbers today that were startling. Michigan was out of play 2 weeks ago. Michigan's now in play. Pennsylvania, I think we have 2 polls now that show both Toomey and Trump are tied.
Yep.
You know, in New Hampshire, Trump's beginning to pull away, and Senator Ayotte is winning by a substantial margin. And by the way, Young has now come through in Indiana and is consolidating his lead over Birch Bayh, who, remember, Senator Bayh, the former senator, had a huge lead in the summertime, and the Democrats were counting that as a pickup. That's now clearly going to stay Republican. Ron Johnson, I think, is now in a statistical tie, according to the Marquette University poll, which is very, very respected in Wisconsin. So I see a lot of things, and as you know, I've been in, Cliff and I were in Georgia, and then I went on to Missouri and Colorado and Nevada. She and I are here tonight in Illinois. Tomorrow we'll be in Wisconsin. As we go around everywhere we've been, you see an increasing seriousness and increasing intensity for Trump. I have people walk up to me all over the place and say to me, in fact, I went to the movies the other night. I actually took 3 hours off, went to the movie,
I'm
and
shocked.
the lady who was selling tickets, the lady who was selling tickets said to me, Trump has to win. Now,
well, I agree with her.
That kind of you know,
I
but
see
it's
it
that
everywhere.
kind of everywhere you go, passion. I don't have anybody running. I did have 2 people actually tell me that they were for Hillary.
And by the way, I do not interrupt you. Whoever told you that tonight is not true. All right. So Hillary was on stage.
There are people in Naperville who are going to love that comment because they know who they were and they know that they told me.
Okay. Jay-Z and Beyonce on stage with Hillary tonight. The rapper repeatedly used the N-word, dropped the F-bomb, you know, with his F with me, you know I've got it, and other songs. You turned into the mother effer greatest. If you're feeling like a pimp N-word, go brush your shoulders off. And I can keep going. And there's Hillary on stage, you know, and here she's so offended by Donald Trump. And there she's praising Beyonce and Jay-Z. What is your reaction to that? Hypocrisy?
Well, look, I don't want to hurt your feelings. I'm not sure it's hypocrisy. I think she may forget. She's been very forgetful over the years.
Yeah,
I think maybe she forgets who they are.
She didn't remember that she was briefed.
It could just be that.
Yeah.
This could be a sign of the concussion, that she didn't know she doesn't actually know who they are. And she thinks it's so nice that they're hanging out with her.
All right, you can't make me laugh. Stop making me laugh when I'm really serious. We're 4 days away, and you're messing around. There's no time to mess around.
No, there's nobody better to mess with than Hillary Clinton, because she is a crook. She ought to be in jail, and we should not take her seriously as a potential president, because she's never going to be the president of the United States.
From your lips to God's ears, it would be, this country will be paralyzed and more divided, and a constitutional crisis would await us. Mr. Speaker, good to see you. Thank you for taking time. And